Contest is scheduled for one fall with a 30-minute time limit. Your official for this contest, referee Andrew Thomas. Weighing 238 pounds, from Georgia, he is the Messiah of the Spine Buster, David Young. And his opponent. Weighing in at 215 pounds, from Gainesville, Georgia, here's the phenomenal AJ Styles.
Well, earlier tonight we had the reunion rumble, but what about this? A reunion battle of sorts. The phenomenal AJ Styles, a former two-time NWA World Heavyweight Champion, taking on the Messiah of the Spine Buster, David Young.
This should be so remarkable because we have AJ Styles and David Young, two of the Wildside staples. These two guys put Wildside on the map probably more than I think any other athlete in Wildside's storied history.
And just a little bit of history here, fans. Well, hold up. I'm going to let the fans speak here. As the ever appreciative fans here of NWA Wildside, welcome back both David Young and AJ Styles. A little bit of a history lesson here. It was Hardcore Hell 2002 that these two men were involved in an epic three-way for the NWA Wildside Heavyweight Championship. But tonight there is no belts on the line, just a big old bucket of pride here at Hardcore Hell 2005.
I mean, talk about home base. I mean, both of these guys, considering how well traveled they've been of late, this is really a home field advantage for them both.
And right now, just both men trying to fill each other out. David Young able to overpower AJ Styles, and AJ quickly rolls out to the ring to catch his breath. And David Young just looking on, going to give the man room to get back in the ring here. Both these men, outstanding competitors here, and this crowd appreciates both men.
Oh, that's true, but David Young at the moment is looking for that little bit of weakness that AJ Styles would perhaps be bringing into the show here this evening. AJ Styles, we know, a star of NWA, TNA, those great pay-per-views, and of course, a weekly on Impact. And AJ Styles in his battles with all kinds of athletes in the story in the fabled X division there, as well as that worthless Jeff Jarrett. I mean, AJ Styles has seen competitors of all shapes and sizes, including the massive Abyss, yet another great Wildside alumnus, locked in heated battles in there, and of course, that takes a bit of a toll on the body. I mean, AJ Styles, for his young career, has kept relatively injury-free, but you know that's not going to go on forever. And David Young, tonight, here, the main event of the first night of Hardcore Hell, is looking for that little vulnerability. And AJ Styles might be showing up here tonight. Where that will be, David Young is perceptive enough to find it.
And right now, as you see, AJ Styles has got that front chancery locked on right there, but David Young able to fight out of it. Takes it down to a laying down arm bar. Hooking the arm of AJ Styles here. Both these men, as you said, well-traveled. Both men know what it's like to taste gold, both here in Wildside and across the globe, as AJ Styles applies a standing side headlock. Right now, this is just, like you said, the match is in its infancy, and both men just trying to fill each other out here, trying to find that opening where they can take advantage and go to the proverbial pay window.
Yeah, that's right, the pay window. Been visited many times by both AJ Styles and David Young. A quick roll-up from Young onto AJ Styles. Styles able just to roll back into that position, keeping that headlock securely fastened. Yet another attempt from Young, perhaps a surprise pin. It seldom works in pro wrestling, but that doesn't mean it's not worth trying, you know?
Absolutely, and right now, David Young right back to work on the arm of AJ Styles. Just has that arm bar hooked in. AJ trying to get himself back up to a vertical base. And a great equalizer to fight out that arm bars, those forearm shots, goes in.
Oh, big arm drag, cinching it in from the Messiah of the Spinebuster. And although we mentioned Messiah of the Spinebuster in our commentary by way too much, in all honesty, David Young is more than a one-trick pony, as we know. That Spinebuster is indeed devastating, but there's so much more that Young brings to the game. I kind of wish our friends at TNA would realize that on a more regular basis. But one day he's just going to explode over there, and we're just going to look at him and say, we told you so.
Well, you know what, Prazak? This is going to shock you.
What's that?
I agree.
It's come to this, huh, John? As AJ Styles, the phenomenal man from Gainesville, Georgia, just down the road from Cornelia, Georgia.
AJ Styles got his start right here in this very building. There are fans here that have been through the history of Wildside, that have watched AJ Styles grow up. They've seen him go from the rookie here to NWA World Heavyweight Champion. In my opinion, still one of the biggest honors in professional wrestling to hold that 10 pounds of gold and put that around your waist.
Oh, there, both the incredible athletes, the incredible professional wrestlers. Whoa, look at that beautiful kick out of AJ Styles. And AJ Styles pretty much putting the kibosh on any of the few AJ Styles naysayers who are here tonight. And there are damn few of those.
Very few of those. Right now, as we said tonight, it is the spine verb. Right there, I got tongue-tied on that shoulder tackle. David Young leapfrogs up and over. AJ Styles catches him with a forearm. Big leapfrog up and over. And both men, he caught him with a drop kick. They say fools rush in, and right there, David Young was the fool, and he rushed in to a big drop kick. Now AJ Styles gets a full head of steam.
But Styles putting the brakes on. Oh, good heavens, a trip up from Young, and Styles face first on the apron, which I might point out is lined with reinforced steel. And boy, that'll knock a few teeth out.
And right now, David Young could have kept his man outside the ring. That's not the kind of competitor that he is. But right now, it's starting to show that aggressiveness as he goes in for the attack. Has AJ up. Holding him there. What a display of power by David Young. Much to this appreciative crowd.
Yeah, both power and balance. As all the blood rushing to the head of the phenomenal AJ Styles. Oh, no, bull. Swift kick to the kidneys from the Messiah. And AJ Styles is feeling firsthand how dangerous an athlete that David Young can be.
And just an observation with that suplex and that kick, weakening that spine for quite possibly the spine buster coming up sometime in this match. You got to know David Young's just looking to hook that in and hit it.
That's true, but AJ Styles knows that spine buster cannot be in the too distant future, and he has to make sure that David Young is never in a position to administer it. And a forearm from the phenomenal Styles, and Young is rocked considerably.
Well, the only way you're going to try to keep him from hitting that spine buster as both men, caught with that spinning kick. I think it may have caught him right in the ribs. As I was saying, you want to talk about not being in position to hit that spine buster. As long as David Young is vertical, as long as he is on his 2 feet, he can hit that spine buster at any moment. Now AJ Styles, full head of steam, up and over, my God! He flew over the top rope and hit David Young right there at the waiting crowd here at the Wildside Arena.
It's air, AJ Styles, something we've seen so much. No athlete has occupied the airspace here at NWA Arena quite as often as the phenomenal AJ Styles.
I'm assuming the FAA has considered this a fly zone and taken the no-fly zone rules away here at the Wildside Arena.
Well, we'll have to contact the folks over at Cornelia International Airport as soon as they build it. But however, as AJ Styles now taking a fall and hurting David Young, and perhaps we might be ripe for the pinning as AJ, oh, that knee falling right on the neck area of David Young. AJ Styles with a pin attempt as Young gets a very convincing shoulder up in time.
And right there, AJ with a kick of his own to the back.
Oh, a pair of thud kick, not that slapping sound, but the sound of internal organs being shifted an inch or two. Not pleasant indeed.
And right now, AJ Styles has David Young back up. Both men exchanging chops here.
Not sure which chops have more authority, but as Styles said, oh, good heavens, a brain buster. A brain buster from the phenomenal AJ Styles.
But does AJ have enough to roll over and make the cover?
Well, it looks like he does, but still not enough to keep Young's shoulders down for that 3 count.
The fans here at the Wildside Arena divided amongst these two men. Both these men, as we said before, very, very popular here in this building.
That is, I think AJ Styles is just happy to be facing an athlete who doesn't bring around the guitar with no strings on it, as David Young has proved himself so many times. A roll-up from AJ Styles. But unfortunately, Young able to get it out of that predicament as the legs now of the Messiah. And AJ Styles bending David Young's body in a way that nature frankly had not intended. Referee Andrew Thomas here to see if there's a concession out of Young. And AJ just can't keep that hold on anymore.
Well, AJ had him dead center of the ring, far away from the ropes. And right now, kind of improvised out of the move. And now, David Young trying to do some improvisation of his own.
Thinking on your feet, taking your opponent in whatever position he's in, and making it to your advantage. I mean, AJ Styles is often a master of that. And now surfboarding David Young, tying up those legs.
And right there, I mean, that is putting strain on the back, the neck, and the legs. It is going to be very, very hard for David Young to try to stand and pick anybody up for any kind of move after a series of maneuvers like that from AJ Styles.
I don't think Young is not exactly thinking of the spine buster at the moment. He's trying to figure out what it'll take to put AJ Styles in a position where he can move in for the kill, because AJ Styles at the moment is doing awfully, awfully well.
Well, AJ Styles nonetheless, I mean, no doubt about it, trying to weaken David Young here to get him in that weakened state to hook him up for the Styles Clash.
Among other remarkable moves from the phenomenal AJ Styles.
But that has always, like I said, that's been his bread and butter for quite some time.
A rather popular move. It's being stolen by literally folks all over the world.
Well, I heard it was
the international superstar Jimmy Rave.
Well, I was just going to say, I heard it was originally called the Raves Clash. Jimmy Rave taught to AJ Styles, and AJ Styles just took credit for it.
Well, I'm not quite sure what AJ has planned there, as AJ heading up, perhaps trying to throw David Young off his track. An interesting little strategy on the part of AJ. But Young thinking on his feet, able to take AJ off on that apron.
And this crowd here in Cornelia, Georgia is applauding every move from every man, showing their appreciation for two great athletes getting in this ring and competing. No frills, no foreign objects, just two men looking for a win. Big power slam.
Beautiful, using the motion of AJ Styles to his advantage. Young thinking on his feet, making sure that AJ Styles is off his. A quick pin attempt, only 2 goes. And the Messiah has some top row plans for AJ Styles, apparently.
Now, what part of the ring is this? This is the... Oh, but the moonsault.
Off that second rope, and Styles able to get 2 knees up. Unfortunately, when you do a moonsault, there's be a time period where you have your back towards your opponent. That gives your opponent an opportunity to do some sort of defensive posture, and that's what AJ Styles did indeed. Young did not see it coming.
And right now, AJ Styles, the first man back to his feet, but in really very bad shape, not able to make an attack. Goes over very gingerly to David Young. Meets him with a forearm there.
Make it a pair as AJ Styles continues to have David Young a bit rocked. Young with a bit of reversal, setting Styles down. AJ Styles merely getting out of the way. And good heavens, AJ Styles sailing over that top rope, taking out the Messiah.
And
Young,
AJ Styles getting fired up. Sorry, Prazak.
Yeah, Young trying to get to his feet. And Young getting out of the way. Flip from AJ into a freestanding enziguri, sending Young down. And Young truly unable to kick out, but is able to get his shoulder up. Pretty much put the kibosh on that 3 count.
Just pure instinct there. I'm quite sure. I mean, David Young looks out on his feet, but just had just enough to get that shoulder up. Now AJ hooking it in. Looks like he might be going for a suplex here. Wait a minute. No, David Young fights through it. Hits those ropes, comes in, ducks a clothesline, sends him over.
A big German suplex with a full rotation, and AJ's knocked loopy. Oh my good heavens! And a clothesline ensures it.
And he came right down on his head on that clothesline. It turned him inside out all kinds of ways. 1, 2.
Young rolls over on AJ, and AJ's able to get his shoulder up. AJ clearly in no position to kick out. The damage by David Young, particularly that explosive clothesline, really did some damage on Styles.
And dare I say, I mean, the date is March 25th, but this right here has got to be an early contender for match of the year. These two guys are putting on a clinic and giving us a classic here, night 1 of Hardcore Hell.
They are already 2 of the greatest classic athletes to ever walk down the ramp of the NWA arena, even long before this matchup took place. As Young, putting AJ in a most precarious position.
Wait a minute.
For a Rana. What's this? A Styles clash from the ropes? No way. And it's, in fact, Styles clash time, and Young able to seize it coming and gets those legs up, knocking Styles for a loop.
Very well scouted there from David Young. Now, AJ Styles has him up. Looks like he's setting him up for the burning hammer here.
Beautiful. David Young is hardly any lightweight. And for AJ Styles to achieve that and at this time in the match is remarkable indeed. But Young able to get his shoulder up in time, as AJ Styles was going to notice he has to bring his A game. Actually, AJ Styles brings his A game when he fights any competitor of any vintage and of any caliber. That's the athlete that AJ Styles is, and David Young is pretty much the same.
And right now you can hear the crowd getting behind, and AJ Styles calling for it again.
Styles perhaps has plans for something diabolical on the body of David Young. Young is hanging on to the legs of AJ, which is a good defensive posture to take, I would think.
And right here you see, couldn't hold up long. Oh, Young, wait a minute, up and through, 2.
Boy, either competitor could have had their shoulders pinned to the mat. But the momentum of each competitor worked in favor, ever so briefly, of David Young.
A very competitive match here, and this is just night 1 of Hardcore Hell, but what a hell of a main event it is here, Prazak, with AJ Styles, David Young. Both men just trading blows in the center of the ring like 2 heavyweight boxers just ready to collapse at any moment here. One man needs to get the offensive advantage, but who will it be?
That'll be it. It's an old cliche, but the seesaw battle it is in fact. And the explosive power of AJ Styles on display here tonight. Freestanding enziguri right to the face of David Young, and the Messiah of the Spinebuster has been rocked by the phenomenal. There's no other adjective you could possibly describe AJ Styles as, but being phenomenal.
Right there, he got it. He didn't get it all, but he got enough. And ladies and gentlemen,
the winner of this contest, the Messiah of the Spinebuster, David Young.
Not merely a spine buster, but a spine buster out of the clear blue sky. appeared like David Young was clearly out on his feet, but that was just the impression he wanted to give to AJ. Both these athletes are so remarkable, it could have gone either way at any time in this matchup. But David Young, the explosive power of David Young, and the element of surprise, key in a battle against one of the most phenomenal athletes of any sport at any time, AJ Styles. A classic pro wrestling clinic, and it's your main event of the first night of Hardcore Hell 2005, John. Pretty impressive, huh?
Very impressive match. It could have gone either way, but David Young's called for the microphone. Let's see what's going on up here.